Does anybody even know how to finance a freaking mobile home? I mean, seriously, think about it. All the time we hear about, oh, it's financing or oh, it's cash, but what does that really even mean? So, today, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the 5 steps that you need to know about financing a mobile home. By using these steps, not only will you be better educated when looking to make your purchase and acquiring financing, but you will also have a better idea of how to budget your dollars so there are no surprises towards the end. Now, do us all a huge favor and stick to the very end, as there's a couple of pro tips that I have personally seen be issues with folks who are looking to finance their mobile home. If you skip those pro tips, guys, you're going to wind up right in the exact same bag as so many of these folks. Don't be that person. So who am I? If you're brand new to the channel, my name is Mark. I work with a company called The Mobile Home Dealer. Usually, I don't have the sun poking me in the eye, but here we are. We've sold millions of dollars of mobile homes all throughout the South, and what I want to do is really just help everybody in the industry with the knowledge that we and our sales team have been able to learn over the last few years. So with that being said, welcome, welcome, welcome. So when we're talking about the 5, you thought I was going to skip that. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so below. As being a part of the mobile home dealer community, we have a great time. We always like to have a lot of laughs and learn as we go along. So if you want to click that button, that'd be a huge help to us. Thank you so much. So now, as we get started and we start talking, guys, about the 5 steps that you need to know when financing a mobile home, the first step before we even get involved in the paperwork, okay, is a critical step. Now, this is a step that a lot of folks get kind of turned around on, okay? The first step, folks, is you have got to understand and you have to decide what type of manufactured or mobile home that you want, okay? Now, with that being said, what I mean is, do you want a home where you're buying the property, the actual ground, and the mobile home? Or are you buying the property, the mobile home, and then you're going to be in a mobile home park where you're paying lot rent? Okay, that is a huge determining factor on how you're going to get financing. Okay, so without going into a huge discussion, as that's not really the scope of this video, I'll just give you a quick rendition. If you're going to go and buy a mobile home out in the country with your own land, okay, then that's going to qualify as a real estate transaction. Okay, so at that point in time, you're going to want to work with a licensed realtor, and then traditional financing is usually, not always, but usually going to apply. Okay, so your big boys, your Chase, your Bank of America, your Wells Fargo, those guys are going to be able to help you usually. Okay, now if you're going to buy a mobile home in a mobile home park where you're buying the home and you're buying the land, again, that's usually going to be a real estate transaction. Okay, so talk to a realtor, talk to somebody who does that type of stuff, and they'll be able to help you with the financing. Now, if you're looking at buying the most common mobile home, okay, that's going to be a mobile home in a mobile home park where you're buying the house and you're paying lot rent. Okay, that's what the remaining of this video is going to be on. Okay, how to get financing for those guys. People all the time have this misinformation, and frankly, it's frustrating to hear all the time because they say, well, you can't get financing for this. That's baloney. Okay, that is absolutely baloney, and it's just flat out wrong. Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about here today. So if you're looking at buying a mobile home in a mobile home park where you're buying the house and paying lot rent, number one, you've got to make sure that you set your loan up properly. Okay, when you're setting your loan up properly, what do I mean? Well, traditionally speaking, your big boys, like we discussed earlier, Chase, your Wells, your BOAs, they're not usually going to loan on these types of homes. The reason why is because they will not loan on it if the land doesn't come with it. Okay, the land's not going to come with it on this deal simply because you're paying lot rent. So technically you don't own the land. Okay, so throw all those guys to the side. We see folks all the time who are trying to get financing and they say, oh, well, I've been approved by, Rocket Mortgage, or I've been approved by Chase for, this amount of money. We always say, that's awesome. That's great. Way to be on the offense here. The problem, though, is that's not going to work, okay? Because when push comes to shove, they're going to want to see the deed of the property, and there's no deed, okay? Because there's no land involved. So don't get caught up with that stuff. you're going to want to go specifically to a mobile home loan originator. Okay. Now, I don't work for any of them. I'm not a licensed loan broker. Okay. We're a mobile home brokerage firm. So I can't say, this is A to Z, but I will tell you there's a couple of companies that'll definitely help you. The biggest company by far is going to be a company called 21st Mortgage. Okay. They're based out of Tennessee. Another one that is going to be a really big one is called Triad Financial. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. If you Google both of those companies and you can figure out kind of what exactly they're looking for with credit scores and all that type of stuff, they're going to be able to help you. Okay. And a lot of people don't know about these two excellent companies because they just think, oh gosh, if it's a mobile home in a park with lot rent, then it's got to be cash and I don't have cash. So I'm out of luck. And no, guys, there is plenty of opportunities here. You just have to make sure that you're working with the right folks who are going to be lending on those types of homes. So again, first step, are you going to buy it with land? If you're going to buy it with land, okay, this is kind of my chart here. If you're going to buy it with land, okay, that's usually going to be like a real estate transaction. If you're going to buy it there with the mobile home in a mobile home park, okay, that's going to be the personal property transaction. That's where you're paying lot rent, and that's where you're going to look for the specific mobile home lenders, okay? So the next thing is when you're looking at that and you get you decide to get your loan set up with the manufactured home loan company, okay? They're going to walk you through the down payment. They're going to walk you through, how much is your pre-approval letter, okay? Now, here is the first pro tip, okay? This is going to be a big problem for folks because a lot of times folks will immediately say, oh, well, I'm approved for silly number, $50,000, $75,000, and my loan is going to cost me this amount of money. Okay, and they're right. That's what the mortgage company says. But guys, please, please, please don't make the mistake that everybody seems to make with this stuff. They say, my payment is this amount of money, so I can afford this. Great, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. You're forgetting an integral part. The integral part is what lot rent is. Okay, so your mortgage, it's going to be your mortgage plus your lot rent. Okay, so don't immediately say, oh, well, my mortgage is this amount of money, so I'm good to go. No, you're not. Okay, this is where people get tripped up all the time because they make their budget based on the loan. They don't make their budget based on the loan and the lot rent. Okay, so please, please, please make sure you understand that. Okay, so don't just buy it based on, oh, well, I have this, because you're going to get down the road. And once it gets closer and closer to closing on your home, more than likely you're not going to be able to afford it if you did not make the right steps at the beginning. Then you're going to be pulling out of a deal and you're going to be doing buyer's defaults. And oh man, it's going to get a lot of people very, very upset with you. So don't make that mistake. Okay. Now, the next thing that when you go and do this and you start looking at a home, make sure you look at the age of the home. Okay. Now I've talked about this in other videos, but the main number that you really have to focus on is a 1976. Okay. Now I won't go into a huge discussion here. Again, there's other videos on the channel, but make sure that you find out that the home is a 1976 or newer. Okay. The reason why is because in 1976, a government agency called HUD, Housing and Urban Development, was created. Okay. And then post 1976, then every manufactured home had to be built to a certain standard. Okay, pre-76, it was the Wild West. Okay, so the reason why I say this is because most lending agencies will prefer a 76 or newer. Now, that doesn't mean if you fall in love with a home that's a 72, they won't lend on it, but I will tell you there's going to be a little bit more red tape to go through. So again, if you're looking to get this thing financed, focus on a 76 and newer. Okay, so that's the next step. Now, the fourth step is when you go and you get a loan, okay, and you go through financing, there's going to be a home inspection required. Now, there's going to be a couple of different inspections. I won't bore you with this. But with the home inspection, you want to make sure that you're getting a manufactured home inspector. Don't go and get a single family home inspection, okay? The reason why is this a big pro tip here to save you a bunch of money. If you call on a home inspection agency, okay, to do this because your loan company is going to require it. Now, guys, this fee, the home inspection, that's going to be your responsibility. Okay, so just kind of budget into that. Pricing is going to vary quite a bit, somewhere between about $400 to $600. Okay, for this. So make sure you got the cash ready to go. But when they do that, okay, make sure you call around different inspection companies, okay, and find out if this inspection company has done mobile home inspections. The reason why is if they have not, they'll say, oh, it's fine, I can do that. Don't do it. Okay, this is a big pro tip. Don't do it, because if you get a home inspector who has no experience with manufactured homes or mobile homes, what they'll do is the inspection will take a lot longer. Okay, you may or may not have to pay them extra simply because they don't, God bless them, they don't usually have the foresight to look at different things. So make sure to be as cost efficient as possible. You find a home inspection company that usually does mobile homes. Okay, there's several. You can Google them. It's not hard, but don't find just some home inspector guy down the street. Make sure they understand kind of like, yes, this is a manufactured home. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, now when you get the home inspection, it's another huge pro tip. When you get the home inspection, more than likely there's going to be something wrong with it. Okay, and I don't mean to like rain on your parade or whatever, but I've never seen a home inspection come back where it's lily white. There's going to be some type of red tape on it. There's going to be some type of markings. Okay, find out what is going on with the home inspection and then discuss that with your loan person. Okay, your loan person is going to say, all right, this is a problem. It needs to get fixed, or it's no big deal. Okay, so some small things would be like if there's door trim that's banged up, or there's some drywall that's banged up, or maybe there's some electrical outlets that don't fire right. Not really that big of a deal. If the AC is blowing, if you got critter problems, if you got a bad roof, that's probably going to be something that needs to get looked at. Okay, so make sure that you understand kind of what it is, what the problems are, and kind of go from there. Okay, so make sure you budget for the home inspection. Now, the fifth one and the most exciting one, okay, is going to be closing on your home. Now, when you close in your home, make sure you revert back to what we've already said today. Just because you were approved for the loan, okay, and you say, gosh, I can afford this, the interest rate's okay, my down payment's going to work, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you also realize, guys, that when you close in your home, the day you close in your home, you're going to be responsible for the lot rent too. Okay, so please, please, please don't set yourself up for failure. Don't do that. I beg you, because we've had so many people over the last, year and a half, 2 years, when financing has become a bigger deal, where people get excited, they fall in love with the house, they go and they get approved for their loan, they go down the way, they have an accepted offer, this is so great, they go get Park approved, everything is going so well, and then they pull out of the deal. They pull out of the deal because they say, I can't afford it. I can't afford it because I didn't make the decision to add the lot rent to the mortgage. Okay, so with that being said, let's do a quick review of the 5 steps that you're going to need to know. Number 1, am I buying it with land? If I am, that's going to be a real estate transaction. Traditional financing is going to usually apply. If I'm going to buy it in a park, okay, then I need to start looking at a couple of different smaller companies. Okay, smaller companies you can use. There's a bunch, but 21st Mortgage and Triad are 2 ones that you can definitely take a look at. Okay, the next one, when you get your loan approval, make sure. I'm talking to you, guy on the couch. Make sure that one has, you're factoring in the lot rent and the mortgage. Okay, together that's your payment. Make sure of that. The next one, make sure you look at what age of the home. Think 1976. It's not a hard rule, but just kind of keep that in mind. Next one, make sure you understand how the home inspection process is going to work. Budget for that. Get someone who's qualified, someone who's certified in the mobile home space, and have them come and do an inspection. Okay? The next one, close in the home. Before you close in the home, make sure you can afford the lot rent and the mortgage. So those are 5 steps that I don't feel like anybody is going over to educate the manufactured and the mobile home community, and I hope you have found some value in this. If you have, again, please share this video, like it, comment, and let us know how we can help you become more educated in the space. With that being said, my name is Mark. You've been with the Mobile Home Dealer. Thank you so much for being a part of our channel. We greatly appreciate you being a part of our community. And as always, we'll see y'all on the next one.